Hey everyone, so this is a rep max week. This was overall a pretty dang good week. I had some issues with my left wrist, giving me some issues like on the top side of it. So I had to wear a wrap all week, which I usually try not to. But most of the rep maxes this week were doubles. So this is the tops that I had on Sunday at 185 or about 84 kilos. This was a really good set. One of the better consecutive snatch sets that I've ever had. Felt really snappy. I got into the bottom and I caught it solid. I was really happy with this, and I took the opportunity this week to practice taking bigger jumps than I'm used to. So for this one, I went 145, 165, 185, and then I was hoping for at least 15 more pounds. So I did go up to 200, or about 90 kilos. And this first rep was really good. And I think I just missed the second rep, forward. And I think I did try this twice. Both times I got the first rep, and then missed the second rep, which honestly I'm fine with. Never done a double really heavier than 185 probably. And the fact that I almost got it at 200 or about 90 kilos was really convincing. I had some pulls after that. This went up to 110%, which I don't know if I'm supposed to rework my my percentages after hitting new maxes mid program, and not necessarily peaking. So I think I'm going to hold off and maintain, but we'll see. This was my 5 rep max back squat at almost 150 kilos. There's 325 pounds. So this was really good. I thought I was going to do 315, and ended up doing 325. And I realistically, different environment, different people around, I probably could have had 1 or 2 more reps there. This day was probably the most exciting out of all of them. It was just split jerks out of the rack, and this was 245 or 250, that first one. And then I hit 265, which is my best jerk ever for a double, which obviously was really convincing. I had to kind of grit through it on this last one, but was not expecting that, and I was really happy with that. I had some power cleans after that. Again, just as the same old song and dance, I'm not catching low enough, but this first one was at 215, which I haven't really consistently done power cleans above 200, 205 pounds. So I decided to kind of send it and add 15 pounds. And this is 230. So 104 kilos or something like that. 104, I believe. And this was pretty good. I've been not scared, but worried to do heavy power cleans because one time I did it and I jammed my wrist. But those went well, and I just kind of said whatever and did it, and it worked out. This is a 3 rep max push press. This was at that's at 200, I believe. I think my best push press ever is 220. So I decided to try to go for 210. And I got the first 2 reps, as you can see, and then I missed the third one. This was actually, this was after a pretty extensive session with the split jerks and the power cleans. So I was happy with that. Wednesday, I took Tuesday off because of work. Wednesday was another really, really good day. So this is going to be a couple sets of cleans moving up to a 2 rep max. This one, I believe, is 255. And this is kind of what I was aiming for, or roughly what I was going to be aiming for. Sorry, that's 240. When I first got into the gym this day, and that 240 went really well. So then I was like, well, I'll do 255, and we'll see. And I've been trying to limit, up to this point, I tried to limit it to 2 attempts at a 2 rep max. So this would have been my second attempt. But this one, oddly enough, I missed the second clean. And I think I just lost focus because I just kind of caught it fine and then just like lost it. And I knew like I had it. So I decided to really go for it, and I loaded up my current Clean Max, or at least previous Clean Max, and I got it for a double. So this is 125 kilos or 275 pounds. And this, I felt like I was on top of the world after this, if I'm being honest. Maybe I just wasn't like trying hard enough or really pushing myself. And again, it's kind of hard when, I'm not in a specific weightlifting gym, or, I forget my headphones and it's just like the worst hair metal ever playing on the community gym speakers. But I'm pretty proud of myself for that one, because it really took like some internal motivation. There's some pulls, whatever. And then I had this wasn't rep max for front squat, but I went up to 85%, which is 125 kilos or 275 pounds, just for one set at this. There were some other triples and stuff, but front squats I feel like always look easier than they are. But regardless, I had some other stuff that day too, weighted back extensions, whatever. Thursday is kind of like my least favorite day of the week, because I have these power snatches, which I just cannot figure out. I've been doing 145 here for my top set, or like 65 kilos. But as you can see, I'm catching it soft. I'm not catching it low enough. I did decide to go up here. I went up to 70 kilos, or about or just over to 155, and you can see that I'm kind of pressing them out. But I really just wanted to, I think 155 is the best power snatch I've ever done, and don't really do them for the reason that I'm bad at them. But, I was happy that I was able to like force myself to do this, even though they were both press outs. And I don't know, maybe they helped. I don't know. But my wrist, as you can see, I have a wrap on that left wrist. It was really bugging me. So I was supposed to do power jerks, but I did behind the neck power jerks just to hopefully give my wrist a little break. That was at 210 pounds. And I ended up doing a 2-rep max at 100 kilos or 220. My lockouts were a bit soft, but I don't know if I necessarily had any press outs. Maybe on that last one, but that felt pretty good. Especially because I just decided to switch to behind the neck randomly in the middle of it. Now, I was supposed to do a 2-rep max overhead squat, but I just didn't want to push it with that wrist, knowing that I had a heavier day on Friday. And also, I had a lot more volume of this snatch push press, but I decided to forgo that. So, this is Friday, and this is kind of the same scheme it's been doing, like the main lift plus overhead squat or plus one. So this is that 84 kilos again. Snatch felt off today. Everything kind of did. I missed lunch today for some reason, which, I was getting dizzy in my jerks and just not feeling snappy, which, maybe I didn't sleep well or whatever. And, I was starting to feel here's 93 kilos for a little bit of a shaky snatch, but plus overhead squat. And then I did 215 and missed it, which I'm fine with because I just did 220 for an all-time max last week. And there's that. There's some cleans coming up here. This is at 245 or about 110 kilos. But back to my point, today wasn't necessarily the best day, but in the big picture, I haven't been lifting these weights, especially for like complexes like this, ever. So I'm really trying to stay positive. I've been going up every week since I started this program, really. This week I hit a bunch of rep maxes that I've never come close to. I tried 265 here, which is like my current clean and jerk. And I got one of the cleans, but it was really grindy, and I almost re-racked it to try again, but I talked myself out of it. I did try this again, and then I believe it's coming up here. Yeah, I just was gassed from doing all the jerks and 2-rep max attempts. What I'm really happy about, though, is these cleans are really crisp. I haven't had a whole lot of volume at this weight for cleans, So that's why that Wednesday session of the 2 rep max at 275 was so important, because now I go to this day and 265, I wasn't such like a mental barrier to it. What really my best part about today, or this Friday, was the squats. So this is 3 rep max squats. And I really haven't gone heavy on squats. At least I don't really even know what my threshold is at this point. This was at 345. And what I really should have done was went up to 355 right away, after 330 or 90% or whatever. So here's 355, and I got 2 good reps, and in a different environment with someone yelling at me to do a third, I probably would have done a third. But for whatever reason, I told myself not to. But, at the same time, I really wish I would have done 3 to do the 3 rep max, but I haven't squatted that much for a single in like a year, probably. So I'm really happy with that. I goofed around the rest of the session. I did like a 110 kilo bench here. I ended up doing some Lou raises, whatever, right? But I think the big takeaway from this week was, I guess I'm more capable of things than I thought I was. And even, in the past, I probably would have considered this Friday a bad day because I had some misses. I didn't get the sets that I wanted. I didn't go up from the week prior. But it seems to be that my minimums are increasing, which, in the long run overall is going to be way more important than me hitting 5 more pounds than last week just because. So, as I'm, 5 weeks out from this competition, I think I have a pretty good idea, as long as everything keeps going well, or stays the same at least, of like realistic numbers that I might be able to hit. And I don't know, this was a really good week. I guess I found myself eating a little more. I really tried to sleep a little bit better. And who knew that structured programming and progressive overload was beneficial to strength training? Who knew, right? Instead of just showing up to the gym and doing random various activities. So, really good week. I think the next week is like some wave work at lower weights, so it's going to probably be good for me to kind of reset and get some fatigue out of there. So we'll see how that goes, but really happy with this week. So thanks for watching.